which is Wonder Woman. So we know that Wonder Woman with Patty Jenkins, Wonder Woman 3, 2 didn't do very well. 1, was very well received and made lots of money. 2 was quite the opposite. And it seemed like when this takeover happened, there was rumors, or you call them what you want, but it seems like they met with Patty Jenkins and that meeting didn't go so well. And it ended with, basically going our separate ways is what it looks like. And that's furthermore realized with this series that James Gunn also announced with all this DCU announcement called Paradise Lost. And this is a Wonder Woman prequel series in the style of a Game of Thrones, focusing on the origin before Diana's time. Paradise Lost will explore how the political game that is played and what society of women do in order to gain power. This is intriguing. So, like Lucas said earlier, it seems like they're going a lot younger. So with a lot of these casts, so it looks like we could see like a lot younger character cast in this as Diana this time around. Not that Gal Gadot, I have no idea even how old Gal Gadot is. I mean, maybe in her 30s. Yeah, right. But I'm imagining we're gonna see like a teen to early 20s, play this role. And
I don't even think Wonder Woman, like Diana's probably not going to be in the early. I bet she
may
won't
not.
Be
That's the other question. Yeah. The other question is,
right,
and this is what I want to talk about. Is this a prequel series because she's not even going to really be in it?
Well,
because we're still kind of riding this line of, what are we doing with it? Are we going? Because I don't think it was ever definitively said that Patty Jenkins is like, I'm not making this movie. And they're like, no, she didn't. She's like her quote. Her quote was like, literally, she said something along the lines of, I never said that I wouldn't make the movie. Right. She said that is not how the meeting ended. The meeting ended with just like,
we'll see.
Well, we don't know. Neither one of us know what the deal is. But moving forward right now, Wonder Woman 3 is definitely not something we're looking at. And so because of that, Patty Jenkins was kind of, she's like, well, I'm out of here then, right? So like I said, could they ride a fence here and maybe we don't see her in this, and maybe this is just the story of what is the place called? Themyscira or whatever. Maybe this just is the story of that. Maybe it leads to, the birth of the baby of the princess or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that still leaves window open for Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins to kind of creep in and still be a part of this DCU.
Maybe not Wonder Woman. I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say
no too.
I'm going to say no on all of it. I'm going to say it's squashed it's like a bug. It's dead. It's over. We will no longer see Gal Gadot or Patty Jenkins be a part of the DCU moving forward, other than to say of like The Flash and whatever she's already filmed and been in.
Well, maybe they'll come back. Eventually.
Yeah. I mean, like anytime Wonder Woman 3. Just like Black Adam and a lot of these characters, as much as I love Dr. Fate in that film, we're not going to see those characters anytime soon. Maybe again, 10 years from now, they do Flashpoint 2, and then they include all of those characters in, and they make it, cool. But yeah, I don't know. This is very interesting. You're hearing this, Lucas. Do you think that do we see this starring that's the other thing they could do, right? They could ride that fence by also doing what I'm saying and say, this is about Diana, but she's 10. She's 10 in the beginning, she's 12 by the middle, she's 14 by the end, and that character is still Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. Sure. Or it is whoever we're casting later. Right. So they can still leave it open-ended. And I think that's really what they're going for here, because they really haven't made a true decision. But like you said, they can't come into all of this without this character. So they have to do something. Right. Giving me a young Wonder Woman is still giving me Wonder Woman. So I think that's what they're trying to do here. You're hearing this? What do you think, Lucas?
Yeah, a lot of things. Again, genre jumping, right? He said Game of Thrones-esque TV show. It was awesome. I love Game of Thrones. Let's see. It's genius on their part for sure. Like you were talking about kind of giving them breathing room, about making a decision on whether or not it's going to be Gal Gadot, who it's going to be, but all still the while it is a Wonder Woman based story, you know, and telling the story of where, because even if we do get Gal Gadot back as Wonder Woman, it's not going to be Wonder Woman 3. It would be just the same person, right? Just this iteration of it. So what we're going to see in Paradise Lost is her, what the political climate, what, you know, the atmosphere that she's being born into and then raised up in. So I don't know, maybe we'll get her birth at the end of the first season. But I really do think, he said Game of Thrones, you really don't know who the characters are for Game of Thrones until the end of the first season. You've seen it, right?
No, never.
Game of Thrones? Okay, well...
I know what it is, obviously. But.
Well, okay, there's a main character that you think is the main character. It dies episode 9 of the first season. And then, you know, it goes from there. It builds from there. But first of all, you're talking about demigods. You know, Wonder Woman is a child of Zeus.
Yeah.
And so they live hundreds of years. And Themyscira, too, is kind of outside of time almost.
It's not,
so
yeah.
This is going to be a long-ranging show. Yeah, right.
You know,
this is going to be a long, you know, far-reaching show. I love the premise for it. Looking at what a woman-dominated, a woman-run society would look like, you know, especially in the early on that we live in now. Yeah, right. And the things that they're going to struggle with and what kind of political debates they're going to have. And then also, again, where this ties into gods and monsters of this. And,
right.
You know, a big part of the DC lore are the Greek gods.
Yep.
You know, and this is the tie into that as well as to Wonder Woman. And so I see Peter Safran and James Gunn, they're going to paint a huge picture here. And we are getting the first, they're oiling up their brushes. And so, you know, I wouldn't expect so much. We're getting a lot soon already here. But, you know, with Wonder Woman, they're going to take their time to build that. And also at the same time, give themselves breathing room to decide if it's going to be Gal Gadot or not. And it's genius, and I'm so hyped about all of this, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Guys, you guys are hearing about this Paradise Lost series. What are you guys' thoughts of that? Definitely let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below.